video, I will explain to you one of the basic elements of a short story. As we have already seen before, we are in a series of videos that are explaining the setting, the character, the plot, the conflict, the theme, the point of view, the tone, and the style that are the basic elements of a short story. And in this video, I will talk about the conflict. So, by definition, the conflict is a challenge or a problem that gives sense and meaning to the story. So, we need to realize where normally is the conflict in a story. If we remember in the previous video, we said that we got some parts of the story structure. That is the introduction, then is the rise in action, then we got the climax, and then we got the fall in action, and then at the end, the conclusion. Well, normally this conflict takes place in the rise in action or the climax. Well, actually, it's right before, the climax. Why? Because the climax, we will see, is the part of the story that change everything or that give the answer of the questions given in the full story. And during this process of the rise in action, we got this part of the story, the conflict. It's a challenge or a problem that gives sense and meaning to the story. So is the main part or the most critical part of the story, and it tells us why every single thing that happens in the story happens in that way. Okay, and in the previous videos we talked about 3 examples. That was the Harry Potter, and was the Sherlock Holmes, and was the Godfather. And I will try to keep going in this way with these examples. So, Harry Potter. Here we have Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort. That is the main fight, the main conflict, and the main center of the story. If we realize, for example, a general view of the Harry Potter books and movies, first of all, Harry Potter discovered that he's a wizard. Then he enters to Hogwarts and starts studying magic. And he starts discovering things, because he's very sensitive, that there are some people that wants to take control in a bad way, in an evil way, of the magic and control everything. So in that conflict, in that specific point of the story, is where it rises the conflict between these 2 characters of the story. Now, we go with Sherlock Holmes. In this picture, I am showing you one representation of Sherlock Holmes that is on this side, and in the other side, the other half of the picture that this guy is holding is the bad part or the bad guy of the story, that is Professor Moriarty. Here we have a very particular situation, because we are talking about a series of books, a series of novels of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, that he, in each book, he solves different problems and different mysteries. They are isolated stories. There is 1 or 2 lines of the story that are repetitive, or they are consistent in several books, but each book is a case. One of those conflicts that are very representative in the Sherlock Holmes stories or Sherlock Holmes books is the rivalry or the problems that they got between Sherlock Holmes and Professor Moriarty. So this is our second example. Then we go to our third example. In this book and in these movies, we got Michael Corleone taking care of his father, Vito Corleone, after he was shot. That the shooting scene of Vito Corleone okay, the shooting scene of Vito Corleone is the conflict that starts up all the problematic of the history, and that derivate in much more conflicts, secondary conflicts, that Michael, when takes control of the Corleone's family, will solve in one way or another. Okay, and well, this is the closing example for this video. We're talking about the conflict. I hope that you enjoyed this explanation, and see you in the next video. Thank you.